It's a surprise early episode of Chatter Machine. We've been coming out on Tuesdays, and we'll probably keep it that way, but with Full Gear coming up tomorrow...
we decided to really get ahead of things and talk about the Continental Classic. So buckle up. I've got 20 pages of notes. We have some history to cover.
No. We decided to call an audible and give you a little recap of this past Wednesday's 3-hour Dynamite and Collision special, as well as Thursday's Ring of Honor HonorClub, and then share our updated preview and predictions for Full Gear.
Oh, well, so much for my notes.
You know what, Adam? Why don't you tell me everything you know about the Continental Classic?
You know what? Fuck you. In 2023, Eddie Kingston won.
Okay, so the reason I know this, or I couldn't have told you the year, but the reason I know about Eddie Kingston and the Continental Classic being a whole thing is that I think the group chat wrestling podcast gets really mad about that every time they start talking about the Continental Classic. Anyway, so I can't say whether we will continue to do these little staggered mini episodes before pay-per-views, but for this week, it feels right. Maybe we'll do it in the future. I don't know yet. I'm Kat.
And I'm Adam.
And what do we know anyway?
Apparently not much. But we do know we forgot someone very important last week.
Yes. Okay. I have to share a little bit of housekeeping. As soon as we stopped recording episode 2, I realized that even though while watching the Men's Blood and Guts, I both thought and said out loud to Adam that like when Briscoe wasn't coming out, Chuck E. T should come out with a chainsaw. As soon as we were recording, that completely exited my mind, and I neglected to say it. And I just want to clarify that we are Chuck Taylor girlies,
100%.
Gender neutral.
Yes.
Here at Chatter Machine, and I will do my best not to let such an oversight happen again.
Chuck E. T forever.
Chuck E. T forever. Okay, so let's talk about the Dynamite and Collision. We had a 3-hour go-home show on Wednesday. We opened with Ricochet versus Bobby Lashley for the number 1 position in the Casino Gauntlet. And if you're wondering what that bangin' and clangin' is, that is authentic New York City steam heat, baby.
Truly.
So this show was in Boston, and I gotta say, when the camera panned over the audience, I have not ever seen such a huge swath of white men so excited to go, "Hey, yo, we heard, people." But I guess that we've come to expect this.
Yeah, people love that chant.
I mean, I do too. I can't fault them. It's fun. It's very catchy. Anyway, Ricochet has done so well making these guys look like baby faces.
It's true. And part of that is he's so good at cutting a promo and just being a little shit. And I don't know, I feel like some people say he's not a good talker. And I'm like, well, he spent most of his match this time just talking until Lashley came and socked him.
Yeah, and I think people were kind of complaining about that because it was like a lot of cheap heat. But I feel like Ricochet's really good at cheap heat.
Yeah.
I love that he goes to every city that is not Philadelphia and wearing some kind of Eagles gear.
It's very fun.
It's like the world's cheapest heat, and I guess I can only say go Birds. But yeah, each and every one of you morons will give me the respect I deserve because I have earned it.
Yep.
I can't disagree.
It's the demand, I guess. I do also, it was nice to hear his theme, his singles theme.
Yes, and him coming out with the Gates of Agony wearing all their little matching clokes, which, like, I don't remember what they're referenced.
I think it's a one-piece thing, which I suppose I should see someday.
Well, they're very cute and charming. And I totally popped. I know it was like a long monologue, but when he paused and then was like, and one more thing.
Yeah.
I was cracking up.
It might have been cheap heat, but it was a good bit to just keep
I thought it was very funny. And then, of course, like, Bobby finally comes and picks him up and throws him out of the ring, and he gives off the, like, patented Chuck E. T. girly scream.
It was great.
Which, I love that shit. I love Ricochet. I don't love that this was a squash match, essentially.
Right.
But just as Bobby was spearing Ricochet, I started thinking, oh, what if Bobby and Shelton are number 1 and number 2?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the first, they had announced that they were both in competition, but that was the moment where I started really thinking, oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
So at that point, I didn't really mind that Ricochet got put away fast. And then we'll get to Shelton and Speedball in a little bit, but I was kind of primed to be like ready for Bobby and Shelton to be 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So following that, we had a promo with Samoa Joe and Shibata, where, you know, they're just trying to be mean at Hangman. And the note I have here is, "You are guilty of crimes and transgressions against the ops." And I'm like, is he? Is he though?
Like what? Winning a trios match they were in? Oh no.
Handing me my belt in a way that was slightly less polite and reverent than I would have liked. Like, I mean, I don't get this.
It is kind of gloriously over the top.
It's so stupid. And that's fine. Like, that's wrestling. It doesn't need to be realistic.
Right.
But they're working really hard to make me think that Hangman has like wronged the ops in some way.
Yeah. And then Shibata was angry in Japanese.
Oh yeah,
which is all I can say because I don't know Japanese.
Yeah, and I honestly haven't seen a translation yet, unfortunately. But perhaps if I look it up, I'll find one. And then we had another promo. We cut to the Young Bucks watching clips of elite moments throughout history, and Renee Paquette comes and asks them if they're joining the Don Callis family, and they're like talking to Renee a little bit, and then of course Don walks in to interrupt and says, you know, you'll get the special ring entrance.
Yeah. He's really trying to grease the wheels to get them to join, but also threaten them.
Yeah. And so the Bucks are like, all right. So they're walking out and they have their you know, their elite entrance or their EVP entrance with Don's video superimposed over the Tron.
So great.
A million pyro explosions, and the guys, like, this time around, they just look like, oh, we're over this.
Yeah, they look like they're a little bit like they look a little bit like they're starting to dislike their own entrance.
Yeah, which is funny because, you know, they've done it once before like this, and they were like, oh yay, look at all the explosions, and now they're like already
the price
like,
might be too high.
I don't like this. Yeah, the price is too dang high. So then we go into the Young Bucks with Josh Alexander against Skyflight, which I love seeing Dante and Darius Martin on Dynamite. So that was great.
Yeah, they're such a great high flying tag team. They're very versatile. It's fun. They're great.
Yeah, we enjoy seeing a lot of them on Ring of Honor, and yeah, happy to just have them on my television in general. Clearly, the story here was like, this is a trio that's not getting along, and certainly that the Bucks were distracted, right? Like they went to do the BTE trigger on, I think, Dante, but it was like uncoordinated and they didn't execute it.
Yeah. They're not their best selves right now.
And so just as I'm thinking, well, I'm looking forward to whatever shenanigans ensue when Kenny gets in the ring with them, then Don and the DCF come out, all his boys, and Don insists to Matt and Nick that they should announce that they're joining the family. And they're like,
They're dragging their feet.
Yeah, and Don goes, and then he starts in with the threats, and he's like, I don't know, the two of you walking around without a family, like, they're gonna get shanked. And the family thing, like, this is what they've been learning the whole time, right? This is about chosen families. And just as you're having this thought, Kenny's music hits, and he runs in with the chair.
And if they've been being nostalgic about the Elite,
right?
Yeah.
Clearly, whether they're going to reunite with Kenny at Full Gear or a little later, this is the story.
It's in the air.
The breadcrumbs are there.
Yeah.
And Don's like, all right, time to prove your loyalty. Just give Kenny the BTE trigger.
Yeah.
And then Tarzan Boy hits.
They're still dragging their feet. They're like holding Kenny's hands, and and Tarzan Boy hits.
And so Jurassic Express and Kenny are together, and Matt and Nick can't do it. At this point, Adam turns to me and he goes, they're edging us.
We're forever on the precipice of a resolution here.
Yeah, and so the Bucks are leaving the ring, and Kenny's leaning over the ropes going, you joined the family? And the Bucks are like, we never said I do. He said man and wife. So that's where we're at. And then we cut to Harley and Willow dancing off screen to Tarzan Boy, like all the rest of us were. And they cut a sweet little tag team promo pointing out that Athena did not take them seriously and that she will pay when it comes to her match with Harley at Ring of Honor.
And also effectively saying the Sisters of Sin are going to get it.
They are going to get it. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we cut to Bryan Danielson doing my very favorite thing, which is looking directly at the camera with an unreadable look on his face, while Tony Schiavone gives a eulogy for Bob Caudle that felt very somber, given that he was 95 years old, but I will not judge. It was respectful. And then we got Speedball versus Shelton Benjamin for the number 2 position in the Casino Gauntlet with MVP on commentary. I was just really excited to hear Speedball's solo entrance and music again. Speedball. And they shook hands so respectfully at the beginning. It was very sweet. The audience was really into it. We had some mega dueling chants.
Let's go Speedball. Let's go Shelton.
Yeah, it was very cute. This match ended weirdly, but before that, I was enjoying. I didn't think I've ever seen Shelton be this scrappy. Like, I don't think I've ever really seen Shelton Benjamin doing technical stuff on the mat like that before. So that was cool. I enjoyed MVP yelling that he should stop playing with his food.
That was a good bit, good metaphor.
I wouldn't say I really enjoyed MVP's whole thing on commentary, but I did enjoy that bit. And then the ending of this match was pretty weird. I don't know what exactly was botched or if it was botched. It seemed like Speedball kind of got his bell rung, and then Paul Turner didn't want to make the 3 count. And
something a little weird. It wasn't clear. And I was really concerned about Speedball. I will say also, it was at the beginning of this match that I realized that in the last match we saw with him, I was very concerned he'd hurt his knee on the apron.
Right.
And then no sign of injury during this match. So
it could just be that Speedball's really good at selling.
Could be.
Good that he fooled everyone in the ring. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, Speedball, hope you're okay. Seems okay. They seem okay. They're like going to Mexico I believe, tonight. And then we'll be back Saturday, tomorrow, for the Casino Gauntlet. So that's pretty wild. So we wind up indeed with Bobby versus Shelton for the number 1 and number 2 spots in the Casino Gauntlet, which I'm actually really looking forward to.
Yeah, there's something about watching the 2 guys from the Hurt Syndicate maybe end up having to fight each other. Just thinking about that I think it's the fact that they're, if anything, tweeners that makes that palatable to me. Whereas the earlier suggestion from Kevin Knight during a Jet Speed promo that the 2 of them might have to end up fighting each other, I don't want to see those 2 fight each other. I don't want any suggestion that that there's friction with them. I like them too much. But
they may still wind up fighting each other, right? The gauntlet doesn't.
It's true.
It's just whoever manages to. Is this the one where like you throw people out of the ring?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's definitely going to be fun. There's going to be tons of people we have not yet anticipated. Hopefully, no really obnoxious surprise entrance that I am not excited to see, but we'll see. Okay, so then we had Mox and Claudio versus Orange Cassidy and Roddy Strong.
Yes.
Look at you conglomerating, Roddy. I don't want to hear a fucking thing about Roddy joining the Death Riders. And I do promise that if he does wind up turning heel on them, I will acknowledge it and be the first to admit that I was wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. Anyway, as always, I would like Marina to smack me around for courage whenever I have to do something that I don't want to do. I always enjoy that part of Mox's entrance.
Are we implying Mox doesn't want to do these fights? I wonder.
At the moment, it doesn't seem like he does. So Mox and Claudio, let's see. Orange went to drop kick them and they caught him and did something terrible looking to his crotch. Hope you're okay, Orange. There was so much dad energy in that ring. Mm-hmm. I know not everybody in the ring is a dad, but like, damn. You could hear the Doobie Brothers.
It's true. But they're all such a joy to watch.
They are. And well, that's not a bad thing to have dad energy. Yeah. Anyway, love them. Danny Garcia winds up sneaking up with his hood up, like so you couldn't see him, because, that's actually how I interact with the world. I don't want to be perceived, therefore you can't perceive me. And he runs up and pulls Orange's leg.
Damn it, Danny.
Damn it, Danny. And then Roddy absolutely smacks the living shit out of Mox. Yuta rushes in like a little cockroach.
They're always coming out of the woodwork, these Death Riders.
They are. Claudio, once again, does the bad dad uppies to Orange. Like the worst father. I'm going to make him a mug. And then Mox gets orange in the bulldog choke for like 2 seconds before Bryce calls for the bell.
Yeah.
And I saw some account on Blue Sky saying Orange tapped out, and I'm like, he did not.
I didn't see that.
He didn't tap out. He just, went mysteriously unconscious after about a second in that choke.
Yeah, the timing might have been a little off. I will say during the match or when it was done, I had the thought of, God, it takes 4 of them to defeat OC and Roddy.
That's right.
That's the thing about the Death Riders. They keep winning, but when they win, it's because there's like 2-1, 3-1.
It's so rare that they win clean, and I know that's part of their whole story.
Yeah. Just enjoying being worked about that, I guess.
Absolutely. And who comes running in for the save but Kyle O'Reilly?
Kyle!
I'm so excited about this. There's this huge brawl. It looks great. Mox is tapping out again, even though the match is over. He's like, you know what I love doing? I love tapping out.
I love tapping
out.
Please stop this. I can't take it.
And I was already hoping for this announcement. I'm sure a lot of us were, but the then subsequent announcement that Kyle and Mox would have a 1v1 at Full Gear. So excited. And it's going to be no holds barred. Does AEW usually bar holds?
I don't know what that means. Yeah.
I guess it means they can have weapons and stuff, but anyway, we'll get to talking about our little previews and predictions a little later. Following this, we had a little Brodito promo.
Yeah.
And then we had another promo from Kenny and Jurassic Express. And then we had our long-awaited tag team match between Toni and Mina and Winza and Riho. I was not expecting Toni and Mina's entrance at all.
No.
It took me so by surprise. I was screaming. The video is amazing. The dance was amazing.
It was so welcome.
And Mikey Ruckus, we are not worthy. Good job.
Good job. And Mina's matching Toni-themed outfit.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed earlier this year when Toni and Winza had teamed up. And so when they first announced the women's tag team tournament, I thought they would be the tag team. And
they did have good chemistry.
They had great chemistry. I was a little bit disappointed when they announced that it would be Toni and Mina, but boy, they have really stepped up and made it fun.
Yeah, I was left wondering how long this has been in the works with the slow sort of increasing presence of red in Toni Storm's intros for a while, and her talking for quite a while about like looking for a murder before I don't know, just it all felt very like. When this happened, I was like, this
does feel like a long game.
Yeah.
She's found her murder now.
Yeah.
It was a super entertaining match. I love everybody in that ring. Please do it more, whether it's for the tournament or not.
Yeah, it just is such a good example of like what tag teaming can do, what this is going to do for the women's division, storyline, character, all of that, relationship development. I'm so ready.
Yep, love it. And I love this for Toni right now.
Yeah, and they're both they were good tag teams too. It was like, this is what we want.
Windsor and Riho, honestly, I wasn't expecting them to be quite as tag teamy as they were. And I really enjoyed that, and I hope to see them tag together more.
Yeah.
Following that, we had promo with Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe, which of course was interrupted by members of the Don Callis family.
Mm-hmm. Those rascals.
Yeah. It was Okada and
Hechicero.
Yeah. Okay. They came in. They started fucking up Mark Briscoe, and Okada goes to Kyle. I'm glad I could help because I know Takeshita couldn't.
Ooh.
Protokada.
The tension is so thick.
It's so stupid. I love it. And then Don Callis threatens to make Briscoe's kids orphans. Like, are you going to kill his wife?
Yeah. What are we talking about?
I don't know, man. This is fucked up. Following that, sorry, did you want to say something else about that?
Oh, I just liked that Briscoe was talking about family, those lost, those at home, those on the road, the conglomeration, like, which it's echoing the themes that the elite and such are going through. So I like that thematic thread.
Blood family and chosen family are the themes of this particular pay-per-view build. And I love that. I mean, it's like appropriate for the Thanksgiving season.
True. Good point.
Then we have a beautiful pre-taped promo Pac addressing Darby. No weapons, no fire, no nonsense. You can't compete with a legitimate athlete like me. I am so excited about this.
And he was speaking to a noticeable absence of Darby, who perhaps injured
Second-degree burns.
I sent your charred corpse to the burn unit. Something about what he was saying and asking for Darby to answer him just had me thinking, I want him to be like, answer me riddle 3, like just a little goblin energy,
Yeah,
little troll
he
energy.
definitely has like some Rumpelstiltskin energy.
Yeah.
I love, as I've said, I love Grappy Darby. I love Pac. I'm really looking forward to this match.
Yeah.
All right, and then we had the sort of the Dynamite main event, if you will. It was leading into the 10 o'clock hour, which was Hangman versus Shibata with Samoa Joe on commentary. And I appreciate Hangman's commitment to looking more and more fucked up every one of these matches. Like, he had the abdominal binder was still in place, the kinesio tape on his shoulder, like, he's looking rough.
This little feud's taken a toll on him, I guess.
Well, right. He's been looking weakened progressively against all these different ops matches leading up to Full Gear. Like, his body's failing him.
Yeah.
Brian Danielson gave us a nice anatomy lesson. He explained to us that the cervical spine connects to the thoracic spine. I was waiting for him to say that the knee bone connects to the leg bone. But anyway, yes, no lies were told. Finally, Hangman gets his mojo and starts turning things around in the match, and Joe suddenly looks very concerned. His boot at some point flew off.
Yeah, I kind of missed that.
All I know is I look up and the boot's in the air, and then he catches it and then goes into a buckshot lariat to close out the match. Very nice.
Yeah,
very
he puts
watch
it back
for the
on
shoe.
and swings over the ropes, and yeah, watch for the shoe. Exactly.
Yeah. And Joe, I don't know how anyone thinks Joe's going to win this. Joe is crapping his pants.
Yeah,
at the desk.
He's not ready.
He's not ready. And so then the opening of the Collision part of the night is Hanger doing a post-match promo, and he's announcing that he sent Hobbs to the hospital, and now he's sending Shibata to the dick surgeon. Let me tell you from my professional experience that the dick surgeon will not be thrilled to be called to the hospital at 10 p.m. for emergency dick surgery. So that's how we started the 10 o'clock hour. We had a little FTR nonsense. What did FTR do?
They've been bragging about how important they are just because they've been around a long time, and basically
just more about how they're the best tag team.
Yeah, they're the best tag team. They deserve to be 3-time tag team winners. Very predictable heel stuff,
Okay.
We're the best, we deserve it, so we're gonna win.
Cool. Okay. And then we had Ty J versus Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir. Really enjoyed a little bit of judo action between Marina and Ty. But overall, I didn't have too many thoughts about this match. I really wasn't surprised that Megan and Marina got the win here.
I thought it was a good showing, particularly for Megan and Marina just being sort of a new pairing. I know that they were in action, but it was a good match, and Marina and Megan, they came off as having some good chemistry for sort of new partners, and it was a good showing for Marina. She just looked like a badass.
They looked great, and I'm honestly, I know Ty J's been around as a tag team for a long time. I don't know if it's like ring rust or what, but I'm not even really feeling particularly the chemistry between them in the ring. I'm hoping that with building up the women's tag division and kind of giving them more opportunities to show off their stuff and build a story, they will eventually have like a real shot at this title, or at least like tell a good story.
Yeah, I think the problem for me is just that they feel very new to me because I haven't seen a lot of them. And there's some sort of basic wrestling math of you put people in front of me more and more, I get used to them. I get familiar with what kind of personality they have. I haven't really had enough of that.
That's not wrestling math. That's life math.
That's true. It's life math.
Remember that thing where was it the New York Times? I don't know. Maybe there was a book or an article where it was like, we guarantee if you sit down with somebody and you ask each other these life questions that you will fall in love with the other person. Wrestling's kind of like that.
It is. And it doesn't mean you always, like, there are people I've seen that I see them over and over again and they're not really growing on me. It's that math of like, or the negative math of like, oh, they just can't get over or whatever.
Yeah.
So on a personal level, some people just don't connect with me or with the audience. But I think for Ty J, it's partly just I haven't seen enough of them.
Yeah.
I did like, and I haven't seen enough of them. I apologize to even remember which one was doing this, but they were suplexing Bayne a bunch. And I thought that was anytime someone's suplexing Megan Bayne a bunch, I'm like, oh, okay,
it's cool.
It's cool. Yeah. Everybody looked badass, I thought.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad match at all. I just wasn't surprised at the result. And I agree that tends to be the more I see somebody in the ring, the more I like them.
Yeah.
At least so far. I'm sure we'll find people that I dislike more the more I see them.
And it was from this match, or at least during watching this, that at the end when we saw another Mother's Milk hold winning the match, that you informed me that this was like an MMA or jiu-jitsu thing, and I looked it up and like, yeah.
I had recently read I think it was a Reddit thread where somebody was like, what is this stupid Mother's Milk? Like Marina made it up, and a bunch of people who know MMA, like very serious martial arts stuff, came in and informed them how wrong they were.
Yeah, I thought that was cool to know, because I also had sort of just been like, what is this? It's kind of weird.
I do appreciate that Marina adds the like mocking little kisses on the head. It just seems to really put that little extra fuck you on top.
Yeah.
And
quietly vicious.
Yeah. And so this leads into a wonderful promo by Toni and Mina addressing Megan and Marina,
our timeless love bombs,
in which they are saying that they're going to win this 4-way match that they announced for Full Gear, which we'll talk about, which means that they would be able to pick the stipulation for their semifinal match against Megan and Marina. And Mina says, we're going to have a Taipei death match, which I had to look up what that was. And I think, like, what wonderful storytelling that it's basically what Toni was doing at the Women's Blood and Guts. How fun. What a callback. And Toni goes, or apartment wrestling, which I also didn't know what that meant. And I really enjoyed what happened when I looked it up.
That was fun. I'm glad you shared that with me.
Toni, I love you. Nobody respects the heritage of the art form like you.
Totally.
And then they suggest to Jon Moxley that when he watches them beat Megan and Marina, he will piss blood.
Piss himself with blood.
Piss himself with blood. I'm losing my mind. Between the dick surgeon thing and now pissing himself with blood, I'm cracking up, and I go a little nuts on Blue Sky. And it's about this time of the night that my one colleague who follows me on Blue Sky, who is an attending trauma surgeon, who happened to be on call that night, replies to me like, girl, what are you doing? And all I have to say is, Dr. Fitzgerald, if you're on Wednesday night trauma call and you don't mute either me or the AEW hashtags, I bear no responsibility for what you're seeing. Anyway, so that was a huge delight.
They probably also shouldn't threaten Jon Moxley with a good time. I mean...
Oh, no. Mox is like, just another day in the BDSM dojo. Oh, Lord. All right, we'll talk about the women's 4-way stip for the semifinals a little later. We then go to the Bang Bang Gang, talking about their 401ks and their sensible brokerage accounts, and how will they invest their $200,000 hairs.
Yeah, Gunn seemed almost a little, maybe it was a little too much for him.
Juice and Toni, like, their household must be fully insane.
Fully insane.
I love them. And then we had the highly anticipated Okada Dorada Double Jeopardy match. And I had spent the entire day from the moment I woke up in my head going, Okada, Dorada, Okada, Dorada. It was very stupid. Anyway, very much looking forward to this. It was a weird match. So they were going for a shot at either the unified title or the CMLL trios.
Yeah, which is a little weird. I mean, it leads you to just think, okay, so Okada will go down to Mexico with a couple of other randos from the Don Callis family.
Yeah, I mean, I never expect Okada to lose. Before the match, I was thinking, I don't know if this stip makes sense. But I also have come to understand that the CMLL does not take their belts all that seriously in terms of, like, it wouldn't be offensive necessarily if somebody took them off their guys.
Right.
And then we have Big H and everything. So,
Yeah.
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 The running joke, speaking of Big H, the running joke about Bryan Danielson maybe getting to meet him someday or wrestle him someday is very funny.
It's very
Please
funny.
keep it up. This is
Yeah.
very dumb. And so, yeah, it was a weird match. There were a couple of really ugly falls, or like a couple really ugly landings that did not feel normal for these two wrestlers. So I hope everybody's okay.
There was a lot in the match that looked really good. It seemed like after a while it seemed like maybe Dorada was a little tired or something. There were some falls.
I mean, he and the Sky team have been wrestling a lot.
Yeah.
And again, including tonight again.
Yeah.
So it was uncharacteristic, though. I'm used to seeing Dorada looking absolutely on point. So this was my first time seeing him kind of like, I don't know what botched, I don't know what happened, but I didn't expect to see him landing on his neck like that, and I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, Okada gets the win, and they announced they're going to go for the CMLL Trios belts at the Tailgate Brawl tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Sky Team, I believe, is competing in Mexico tonight, and then they're coming to New Jersey tomorrow. Holy shit.
I will say the announcement that it was going to be the Tailgate Brawl is the thing that tied it together for me. It was like, oh, right, okay, this can just be a fun thing for AEW, and
it got even more fun. Go ahead.
And we get Okada, Hechicero, which makes complete sense, and Takeshita.
And it was like the moment before he said the name Takeshita, we both realized that that's what he was going to say, and it was just like, oh shit.
Right, randos from the Don Callis family can include Takeshita and be really fun.
And I suddenly understood why they set up this whole thing.
Exactly.
You know? So, yeah, right. Very funny. We will talk about that in our preview. And finally, our main event. Our main event. Chris Stat comes out on commentary for Red Velvet versus Mercedes Moné for the Unified Ring of Honor TV Championship, or the Undisputed Ring of Honor TV Championship, because Mercedes had beaten Mina for the interim belt. Right. So cool to see Red Velvet back. I was thinking, oh, this should end in a draw, and maybe they could rematch on Final Battle very dramatically.
That would be really cool for Ring of Honor. That would be a good move for that.
Yeah. And of course, that's not how it ended. I don't know how to feel about it exactly. I do think Mercedes should treat this like she has a new belt.
Yeah, she should count them as two belts.
Because it's so obnoxious.
For the heelery of it.
Yeah, it fits in with her whole thing. Red Velvet looked great. I loved her Eddie Guerrero fake-out move, which I did not immediately recognize as being an Eddie Guerrero fake-out move, but it was so funny. She's so charismatic. She looked great. I didn't see any sign of like ring rust or hesitation.
No, and I mean, I think we haven't seen her very much because she's been out for most of the time that we've been watching. So I have very little impression of her. But just from this match, I was like, can't wait to see more.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings on Mercedes holding belts in Ring of Honor and also the TBS belt at this point. I love what she's doing around the world. I love her belt collecting. I think it's great. This is not a criticism of Mercedes in any way. I don't like how the matches are booked when she's holding those belts, because it's holding back women in AEW and Ring of Honor if they don't also get to compete for these belts.
Yeah. When she got the interim belt, my thinking was she's going to start losing belts soon, because it kind of, I think if Tony Khan is aware of this as a problem at all, which who knows if he is, or how he thinks about it, but if you're aware of this as an issue that like, well, we're not having anybody defending the TBS belt because it's being held up for so long and Mercedes is busy doing other things, that we're not getting that much. I can see saying, okay, we're going to end this by giving you a few extra belts that we have on hand, and then you're going to start losing them. So, like, if they do that, if she loses the Ring of Honor belts and the TBL, Ring of Honor belts soon, then they go back in circulation, and it was just a few months, and like, okay, that's fine. But I agree, if they're caught up again for another year or something, no, that sucks.
Yeah, I do think. I look forward to the slow crash out. I don't want her to drop all her belts immediately or anything like that. I think this has been really fun, and will continue to be really fun. I want them to have something interesting at Final Battle that addresses this, whether she drops it or not. I do think that it would be a nice symbolic gesture to drop the TBS belt first and have that be like sort of the start of the slow downfall that then leads to her having no belts and eventually going for the Women's World Championship.
Yeah.
Somebody, I was talking about this on Blue Sky, and somebody, I don't know if they were sub-skeeting me or if it was like something other people were talking about. It's probably not about me, but they were saying that, why are fans talking about how Mercedes shouldn't hold the TBS belt while she's in the world title competition picture? And it's not that I don't think Mercedes should be able to go for the title while she has the TBS belt. The problem is that then you don't have a TBS match at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have that, you don't have another high-profile women's match because Tony Khan doesn't take that opportunity to book another high-profile women's match. That's not Mercedes' fault. That is Tony Khan's fault. I will get to this. I have a little rant. But anyway, so for that reason, I do think this is kind of like the precipice, right?
I hope
like
so.
We're teetering on the balance a little bit.
I hope so.
I'm really looking forward to a great title match tomorrow. We'll get to it. Why don't we talk about Ring of Honor for a minute? Because we had a really nice little Ring of Honor HonorClub episode last night. I don't want to address every match like we have been doing because there's just so much to talk about. And I've been so exhausted this week. But it was like the Athena Show.
It was.
I really enjoyed that.
And women's match after women's match after women's match for a little bit, which was really fun.
Right? Which is quite the contrast to how AEW has sometimes been booked.
Yeah.
So really enjoyed that. We started out with a promo with Athena, Lexi, and Billy, where Athena tried really hard to apologize to Billy, but the words physically would not come out, apologizing for not selecting her as partner in the tag team competition, and also expressing some doubts that if she doesn't beat Harley, who even is she?
Yeah. To which Lexi Nair, who once was a minion, immediately triggered back into minion state like an activating agent and started giving a spiel of who Athena is.
Right. It makes me wonder, once a minion, is it like being a Marine? You're never a former Marine?
It's like being a winter soldier, perhaps.
Yeah, she's been activated, which I love. So we're all minioning all over the place. And so it leads us right into the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship match between Athena and Harley, which I guess was filmed on Saturday in Erie, Pennsylvania. So I'm very appreciative of everyone who was there for not spoiling what happened.
I did not see any spoilers about it. I was really looking forward to this match.
Yeah, it was a good match. Started out with like a million arm drags, which is I love it. I love an arm drag.
It's a good dynamic.
I love an arm drag, so that's good for me. Athena getting heat from the audience was really funny.
It was fun.
She kind of like Mark Sterling vibes. She was kind of holding up Harley's head and going, "Who sucks?"
Yeah.
And the audience goes, "You."
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
she's like, "What?
Yeah.
Me? What?" Anyway,
but I'm your champion.
She's such a riot.
She's great.
Absolute cartoon villain shit. Harley does wind up tapping out. Athena keeps the hold on her because that's what she does.
Yeah, they looked so good. Athena was really selling Harley's offense for a while too, which was just like, they both looked like, I say this over and over again, but they both looked like badasses.
They do. And I think my theory still holds because Harley did eventually get a soul food off, but the first time she tried to execute the soul food, she faltered.
Yep.
And so I think Harley, when she executes a perfect soul food, she wins. And if she doesn't, she will not.
Agree.
Yeah. We had some Pure Rules women's matches, which I enjoyed. The whole Pure Rules championship, neither one of these was a Pure Rules tournament match.
Yeah, they're really dragging this out.
Why?
I mean, it was announced in April, which I didn't even remember or know. I thought it was announced in August, but that's just, I think, because that's the first time I heard about it.
That's when you became aware. Yeah, that's when we became aware of it.
Right.
And that felt like really dragged out.
It already feels dragged out. And then, when I was like, oh God, it was April.
Can we just continue the tournament?
Yeah.
What is going on? But
I'm sure booking this stuff for Ring of Honor is a little harder, but still.
Yeah, anyway, suffice it to say, these Pure Rules matches were not part of the tournament, but they were still enjoyable. Deonna Purrazzo and Viva Van. Viva looked like a beast. Like, they both looked great.
Yeah.
All the Ring of Honor girls last night looked really frustrated. There was like a lot of frustrated screaming and
Mm-hmm.
grunting, which
Mm-hmm.
was enjoyable to me. We had a surprise entry of Persephone. She's in action, but first she cut a promo challenging Athena at Final Battle for the Women's World Championship. I don't know what Billy's going to do.
She might be doing pure stuff, but...
Well, yeah, they got to get this pure tournament wrapped up. There's still a few matches to go if they want to do the final at Final Battle. And if they are not, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Who knows what they're thinking, but at least we get Persephone versus Athena, which is going to be amazing.
Yes, and so Persephone cut this beautiful promo, and then later in the evening, we saw her in action against Valentina Rossi. Persephone rules.
She does.
And then, so at the end, Athena came out to beat on her. And then, surprise, her minion Diamante came out as well. And I think today on Twitter, Athena might have announced that she is now in her minion role. She's called La Diabla.
Ooh, I didn't see that.
And
That's
I don't
great.
know if Diamante has ever been a minion in the past or if this is a fully new thing.
I can't remember. I think I may have seen some older promo where she was in minion training or something, but I could be wrong. There's
anyway,
a bunch of those.
It's fun. It's fun, and that's what we want. So they're setting up for that for Final Battle. We saw the other main thing was Boom and Doom. Well, it was actually supposed to be QT Marshall versus Jax Jameson from the Frat House.
Mm-hmm.
He came out with Big Boom, AJ, and Big Justice, which I was not really expecting.
No.
At some point, Caprice Coleman said, QT's built for function.
I don't know what that was about.
I don't know which function. I mean, I'm built for function too, but I think it's different functions. And at the end of this match, Big Justice, I think, took out Cole Carter from the sidelines.
Yeah.
And who comes running out but RPG Vice?
RPG Vice.
And Trent, the visual of Trent attacking them with his pot pink cast while yelling, "Where's the boy?"
Yeah. He's just going to demolish his dad in front of him or something.
No, I think he's trying to demolish the child.
Oh.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Trent's MO is to destroy Big Justice, and that's extremely funny. It
is very funny. They've been doing so much he's not allowed to wrestle children that I didn't pick that up, but that makes sense.
Yeah. So Ring of Honor is doing a lot of storytelling, okay? So I don't want to hear that Ring of Honor is not doing storytelling.
It's true.
And at the end, our main event, if you will, at Ring of Honor was the Infantry versus Top Flight, which I love both of these teams so much.
They're so good. It's another great match, tag team match, like just solid tag team action. There was some...
And that was our cat knocking something over.
Thanks, Bobka. Anyway, it was a good tag team match. It would fit right in on any AEW show. Dynamite, it was just it was just beautiful. Variety, fast action sequences. And somebody shouted BBC and drove his crotch in.
I believe that was Captain Sean Dean.
Yes.
Shouted BBC and then did like a hip attack, except it was a crotch attack.
Yeah.
What?
It was certainly something.
Wow.
It was hilarious, I thought.
Wild. Absolutely wild. I love both of these teams very much, as I just already said. But I was shocked that Top Flight got the win.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise.
I really like building up these two teams as a rivalry because I am always very happy to watch either of them in action. Let's get a feud going.
Yeah, get a feud going. Let's get a trios match. Let's get some intergender. They both have women on their teams. Like, let's get it going.
Yeah, can the six-man trios, whatever, can the six-man tag teams in Ring of Honor be like an intergender title? Because
that would be fun.
The Infantry with Trish plus Top Flight and Layla Gray would be really fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Anyway, so that was Ring of Honor for the week. So we really just want to do a little kind of updated preview of Full Gear. We talked about this a little bit in the last episode, but now that the card is kind of firmed up, I thought I'm not a big predictions guy, but when it comes to the pay-per-view, predictions are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's changed since we previewed Full Gear weekend? Well, first of all, we had mercy on ourselves and we decided to go ahead and book a hotel room instead of hoping the path and the subway run on time late at night so we could struggle our way home to Queens. Yeah. So yay us.
Yay us.
Yay self-care. We're also going to JCW on Sunday, so we'd be like going back to Jersey and it's just like, ugh. So you want to start with the tailgate brawl?
Yeah.
We could start anywhere. I think starting with the absolutely unhinged trios match of the Don Callis family versus El Sky team.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. I can't imagine that Okada and Takeshita get the win. I imagine this is like a platform for them absolutely crashing out.
I think so. I think for me the thing you do here is more Okada Takeshita friction with Hikaru caught in the crossfire, maybe.
Yes, and Sky Team has to look great. Like, they're going to look great.
Yeah. I don't think we get a full-on fallout here because it's just the tailgate brawl, but I could be wrong.
Brawl. Yeah, I don't know. I would have expected that Hikaru and Dorada would have been in the Casino Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's still a possibility if this match is happening.
That would be nuts.
I mean, I was hoping to see either or both of them.
Yeah.
So, remains to be seen. We have Boom and Doom versus Trent and Rocky.
Yeah.
This is the goofball shit.
I feel like this one's kind of straightforward for me, but I'm ready to see it.
I assume that Trent and Rocky are going to lose because Trent gets in a fight with a child. Or
that's basically my assumption.
Or Big Justice comes to kick his ass, or whether it's like a random kid or Big Justice or the Rizzler or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in. I'm ready to laugh. We have the $200,000 tag team 4-way. I personally think the Bang Bang Gang wins it and then opens a brokerage account at Vanguard.
I'm ready for that. I don't have any thoughts on this one particularly other than that.
It's going to be fun. I like I like all the, I don't even remember who else is in it. I just remember looking at it and going, I like everybody in this.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we have the latest match that was announced, what looks to be the final match announced for this card. They announced Eddie Kingston and Hook had put out an open challenge that was answered by the Workhorsemen. And I don't have a problem with any of these wrestlers, and I'm definitely excited to see Eddie tomorrow. But as soon as this was announced, I started doing the math and realized we have 2 women's matches for the entire night.
Yeah.
And you announce fucking the Workhorsemen. Like, I know you're not listening to this. All due respect, Eddie Kingston, Hook, and the fucking Workhorsemen? This should have been a women's match.
It's tough because once you've announced one of these matches, I immediately go, well, sure, I like them.
Right.
But if you hadn't announced it and gave me a women's match, I wouldn't have thought to myself, oh, I'm missing out on the Workhorsemen and Eddie and Hook.
Yeah, something snapped in my brain when they announced this because I had been rationalizing to myself, they're not doing the women's tag tournament semifinal matches at this pay-per-view. And I had rationalized to myself, like, well, okay, they're cramming all the women into this one big 4-way tag match. Yeah. I don't love that, but at least it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Like the stipulation thing, it'll be chaotic, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they filled that gap with this absolutely random ass men's tag match, something snapped and I got really angry.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, again, it's like you can throw anyone in AEW at me pretty much, and I'm going to be like, okay, I like them, but did I need to have them in a match during this? No.
Also, like, is this selling the pay-per-view?
Right.
That's what the tailgate brawl is for, right? You're selling the pay-per-view. Anyway, maybe Eddie Kingston's selling it. I was expecting that Eddie and Hook also might have wound up in the gauntlet, but I'm guessing they want to keep them together as a tag team for whatever reason, and so that's why they're doing this. But, like, they could have made it mixed trios.
Yeah.
Like, if they were going to bring in Ring of Honor people, there are so many mixed trios.
Yeah.
If this could have been MXM.
Yeah. Yeah.
This could have been...
Who've had a lot of screen time that people are loving them for.
I would have, like, if... I don't know what woman... Eddie Hook and Nyla Rose.
Sure, yeah, there you go.
MXM TV in a mixed trios match, I would have popped the fuck
I'd be way into that.
I would have lost my mind for that.
Yeah.
I mean, but you could have made... I mean, there are other things you could have done. This pissed me off. I'm sorry. Come on now.
Absolutely.
But let me get over it. Let's move on.
Oh, one of the other teams in the $2,000 tag team 4-way.
$2,000. That's my tag team 4-way.
That's my tag team. The $200,000 tag team 4-way. We've got the Unacclaimed. I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh yes, of course.
How dare we forget
the Unacclaimed? We love, we stan. Okay, but moving on to the main card.
Yes.
Why don't we just start at the top? with whatever little predictions we have.
All right.
Hangman and Joe in a steel cage.
Hangman, of
It
course.
It has to be Hangman, right?
I will be very shocked if Joe wins and suddenly we've got, sure, maybe they're going to be like, oh, now the title is up for grabs.
I can't even possibly imagine that happening. I just hope it's fun.
Yes.
I just hope it's fun. Stat and Mercedes.
Stat has to win.
It's got to be Stat.
Stat wins or we riot.
Stat wins or we riot. And that's not because I don't love Mercedes. It's just because
would Mercedes' entire storyline be about if she just wins this?
It doesn't make any sense. So Stat's got to win. It's got to be Stat.
Yep.
And I know this is going to be a great match.
Yes.
I do really I enjoyed when Stat was on commentary.
Yeah.
Saying that she knows Mercedes' every move because she studied so hard. And then Moné finished that match with a fucking, what was it, an avalanche lung blower?
Yeah.
Like some crazy move that clearly nobody has ever seen before. It's just really good storytelling.
I also liked Stat saying that maybe Mercedes should have an eye drink so her focus would...
Oh, yeah. Stat's like, shit, I have to do the promo. She's funny. Yeah, love that. Can't wait for this match, honestly. But it has to be Stat. Tag teams, Brodito and FTR.
Well, Brodito wins or we riot again.
We riot. I can see this potentially going either way. It feels like Brodito's so over. Like, why would you take the belts off them right now?
Yeah, it's always that tension between protecting your talent that people are excited to keep coming and seeing, and then also like rotating belts around and all of that, and setting up feuds. Okay, FTR wins, maybe Brodito takes it off them.
Well, I feel like they're trying to set up. I mean, I guess they've been setting up this feud between FTR and then Cope and Cage.
Right.
I don't know if Cope and Cage are coming back.
Right.
Now or later. And I get why people would be excited about that feud, I guess. It's not that exciting to me.
I will enjoy it, but this is one of those things where I'm like, not everything has to be about belts. When you have enough of a solid like feud or storyline, they can fight just for that. You don't have to have them also be fighting over belts.
As evidenced at All Out, that feud was very entertaining without the titles at stake.
Exactly.
Again, it could happen. I don't see what benefit it does to the story to take the belts off Brodito right now. At the same time, you don't want it to get stale.
Yep.
So I promise not to burn down the arena, whatever happens. Maybe.
I would just rather have some other tag team happen to win it off them for a change and not have Young Bucks or FTR just be the holders again.
Yeah.
But
yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, so Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe for the TNT belt.
Yeah.
I feel like 50-50 on this.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it could go either way for me. I kind of want it to just be Fletcher wins again.
Yeah, I think it's much more fun for the story if Mark Briscoe loses and has to join the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Then you could set up an angle where like the conglomeration can go on a quest to free him. And like, I know Don Callis said, part of the stipulation was that he can never be with the conglomeration again.
That is wild though.
But you can't really stop people from conglomerating. It's what we do.
They're anarchists.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck you, Don.
Fuck you, Don. Speaking of Don, what do you think about the Don Callis family denying responsibility for attacking Briscoe at Collision?
Yeah, we didn't actually address that in our last episode, but at Collision previously, the Don Callis family explicitly denied that they attacked Briscoe during Blood and Guts. And I have a little theory that it was Renee having her Lady Macbeth moment. Which, like, the only reason I feel that way is because Renee is the person who informed us that Briscoe was attacked in the first place. And she also informed us later that it was the Don Callis family that did it. And it just, the idea that, like, Mox is falling apart. He refused to accept the favor from the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
And Renee just being like, I can't take this anymore. I can't live like this. I have to take matters into my own hands. It makes me laugh.
It's a very funny idea.
You were saying it was probably MJF.
I think they probably are going that way.
I feel like that. I'm sure that's a better theory.
I don't know. I mean, if he's going to come back and we know he has a grudge with Briscoe and maybe just wants to try to keep Briscoe from winning, I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
The thing is, MJF wants the men's world championship. It's not like MJF wants Briscoe. It's not like MJF wants the TNT championship, but I could see him just not wanting Briscoe to win.
This is true, but I mean, that would be funny if, like, the last we saw MJF, he is covered in tacks and blood.
Yeah.
He looked like one of those guys who stands outside protesting circumcision with the, like, blood stain on his pants.
Yeah.
But he was saying something like he was going to heal himself mentally and spiritually and then come back.
Yeah.
So if he came back just as petty as ever, that would actually be pretty funny.
It would be funny.
I don't know. Anyway,
focused purely on Briscoe's downfall.
Yeah, I mean, fuck the belt. Let's get Briscoe. I don't know. I guess eventually this will be revealed to us.
Yeah. But back to the match. I just think Fletcher. I think it's kind of better if Fletcher wins because he's doing so great with the belt. Why not?
He's an icon.
Yeah.
And once they told us that it would be like a record-setting title defense if he defends it, it made me think, oh, he's got to defend it then.
Yeah.
I will very much enjoy this match.
Yeah, and if he loses, I'm also down. I mean, it's not a bad. I think either outcome's good, honestly. So.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have the women's 4-way tag team stipulation. What did they call it? A 4 corners challenge or something?
Something like that.
I don't know who takes it. The stakes are not super high.
Yeah. I don't know. I love Babes of Wrath. I know that there's some rivalry with Babes of Wrath and Sisters of Sin. It's not jumping off the page to me as much as because of Blood and Guts, the now rivalry with Timeless Love Bombs and Bayne and Shafir.
Yeah.
So I kind of personally expect, but it might just be the way my attention will go, I kind of personally expect the Love Bombs and Bayne and Shafir to sort of like steal the match in terms of activity, but I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of think that the tournament final, if I had to predict the tournament final, I think it will be between the Sisters of Sin and the Timeless Love Bombs. Maybe Toni and Mina win this and get the crazy stip because they were yapping about it in the promo.
Yeah.
Or maybe something totally different happens. As I said earlier, I would have preferred to have the semifinals be during this event so we could have more women's matches. Plus, as I've also said, I would love them to finish this tournament pretty quick so that the belts are there and then the belts can be in rotation and we can build more stories of, chasing the belts and flipping the belts and all that stuff. But I guess they drew out the tournament longer. It's going to overlap with the Continental Classic.
Yeah, it's interesting. I suppose there is also storytelling and development that happens during the tournament and with its stakes. So
absolutely. Look, I don't really care how it ends up in terms of who gets the belts and then what happens, as long as there's good storytelling and that the women's matches get the attention they deserve from a booking perspective to like make them thoughtful.
Yeah. Now that we've been talking about it, I kind of almost hope the Sisters of Sin win because I bet they would come up with a really fun stip for.
I think so. I mean, that would actually be my guess as to what happens tomorrow because we already heard Toni and Mina yakking about it, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're winning it.
Yeah.
I'm pro the Sisters of Sin having some crazy
and them getting to choose a stip would give them a fun character moment as well as like this is the kind of thing we're going to ask for, like that would be cool.
Right. And in the meantime Tekla is sort of like left out,
right,
because she doesn't have a singles match announced anytime soon.
Could have had one during this, but well, anyway.
Right. Exactly.
Here's your rising star. Oh, she's not even in your pay-per-view at all.
Well, who knows? There might be some surprises, but we can only go with the information we have.
It's true.
All right, so then we have Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander for $1 million fake dollars.
$1 million fake dollars.
This is the match for shenanigans and fuckery. I don't know who actually wins, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna win.
Except if I do have to predict something, the Bucks have been reluctant to announce joining the Don Callis family. You get the idea that if they're like, if we just win this match and win the $1 million, then we don't have to join the Don Callis family, right? They're no longer beholden to Don, even though Don got them the money match, right, in the story. So my prediction I guess, is that the Bucks don't state they're joining. They win the match. Then they are like trying to explain themselves to Kenny, or like the DCF is obviously going to come attack Kenny, so they might defend Kenny. Something happens.
Yeah.
And ideally, the Bucks and Kenny kind of become the Don Callis family public enemy number one collectively.
Right.
And the world is set to rights.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing Jurassic Express, even though they're sort of like pork chops in this match. Like, the match is not really about them, but
they do also have history with the Elite.
They do. And I hope Luchasaurus brings the vacuum cleaner back.
The vacuum cleaner and shovel from the big snow shovel? Yeah. Those...
The vacuum cleaner in particular made me think of going to Fish concerts as a teenager. So
why is that?
The drummer, John Fishman, would occasionally come out playing an old Electrolux vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun. All right.
Little fish lore for you. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I know it's going to be fun and insane.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly versus Jon Moxley. No holds barred. Whatever holds are normally barred.
Including smooches. They can smooch if they want.
Oh my God, yes. They should kiss. I fucking cannot wait to see Kyle win this.
Yes.
And get his flowers.
Yes. I'm really happy with the way this went. If you asked me 4 months ago, I wouldn't be like, oh, Kyle's going to be the one to, but he's perfect.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about this. He's such a good combination of being a total goofball and then an absolute killer.
Yeah.
In the ring. I think it was MJ and Waffly Bollocks who was talking about this just being like a favorite combination of traits.
It is.
Yeah. And I fully 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't think there's any chance Mox wins this. Don't know what happens to Mox after that. Actually, I want to talk about that in the context of Pac and Darby. If we can move on to Pac and Darby.
Yeah.
It's Pac. Pac's going to win this.
I hope so.
I'm rubbing my hands together in anticipation. We have loved talking about Darby's character arc. Before we started the podcast, we would have these really weird, in-depth philosophical discussions about Darby, and also with Mox, which feels kind of insane to say about Darby Allin, because he doesn't have, he's not like an iceberg that has so much beneath the surface.
Yeah.
But we make it so. Anyway, I think this is the perfect opportunity to kind of shake up his whole hell-bent revenge arc.
Yeah.
I think he should have a clean loss. I'm hoping it's a clean loss, like a clean match.
I would love that. Yeah.
To have a clean loss to somebody who isn't Mox, who is a Death Rider, will break his little brain.
Yeah. If he's no longer like, Mox is the one I must take down.
Right. It's a little reset of the brain. Remind him the Death Riders aren't just Mox, and kind of set that tone that like Pac's been showing leadership. He's been speaking first with the group. He's been standing in the front. He's like, I don't know if he's going to stage a coup or if he's naturally just moving into like a leadership role. Yeah,
he's at least sort of the current standard bearer for what Mox has said the Death Riders are about.
Yeah, and I also had the thought, like, we're all talking about how the Death Riders are going to shun Mox or kick him out or murder him. Wouldn't it be so funny if instead they just fully act against type and we get like a little scene where the camera takes us into the Death Riders BDSM dojo and you see like all the torture equipment and all the leather and whatever, and then you just see them all like sitting with cups of tea and it's such a supportive place, and they're like, Mox, we need you. We all need to refresh and recharge sometimes to be our best selves. Why don't you step back a bit? We still love you.
Yeah. Take a day at the spa.
Yeah. Pac's going to do some work right now. It's okay.
Yeah. We can carry this.
It would be so funny if they were like heels to everyone who's not them and like super loving and supportive within the circle.
Of course.
Anyway, that's what I would. Nice. I think I would like that better than them putting a bag on Mox's head personally. So yeah, Pac. It's got to be Pac.
It has to be Pac.
And I think it's going to be a great match. I really hope it's clean. Really hope it's scrappy.
Yeah.
Technical. Love it. They're both going to look fucking great.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing we have is the Casino Gauntlet. No idea what's going to happen.
No idea.
I know it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing Bobby and Shelton get it started. And I I'm sure we'll have some surprises. I would love to see Ricochet get this belt, as I said, or one of the CMLL guys.
Yeah.
Or like somebody from a different promotion would be fun.
Yeah.
Or Chuck Taylor.
Why not Walter?
Walter the dog?
Yeah.
I was thinking the wrestler. Gunther, right?
Oh.
Isn't that? No, Walter the dog.
Yeah.
Chuck Taylor should come out with Walter the dog, hand Walter to Orange Cassidy, and then go join the gauntlet.
Yes.
A girl can dream.
We have active imaginations.
We certainly do. All right, so that's it for our predictions for Full Gear. Next time you hear from us, I don't know when that's going to be.
It's going to be a long weekend.
It's going to be a crazy weekend for us, and then we have Thanksgiving, and we're going to be doing some family stuff, as you do. And so I'm not exactly sure when our Full Gear recap will come out, and if it will also include the Thanksgiving Dynamite and Collision or not.
Yeah.
It may be a week till you hear from us again, but that's okay.
Thank you for listening.
Somehow this has been yet another episode of Chatter Machine.
It's really fun to record these.
We're still like jittery before we do it, and we're slowly getting used to it, so thank you for bearing with us. You can find us on Blue Sky and Instagram at ChatterMachine, or email us at chattermachine@gmail.com. Please subscribe and give us fawning reviews wherever you get your podcasts, including now YouTube. Thanks as always to Sasha Enda for the theme music. More details on that in the show notes.
And thank you, Kat. I think, we really put the us in Suplex.
Oh. God.